Hello everyone, I'm Chris, and today I'm gonna give you 5 fragrances that I guarantee you, if you follow my steps, I guarantee you will get compliments. And these 5 fragrances, I'm gonna tell you how I apply them. So in other words, you have no reasons, no excuses that you don't get compliments. And if you don't get compliments wearing these fragrances, there's something else you need to adjust about yourself. And I'm gonna make a series of this. So this is part 1. So maybe some of these fragrances you have and wondering why you don't get any compliments. Well, I'm gonna give you my method of application, so stick around. Now the first fragrance up from my house is new to me, so maybe you haven't heard of, and it's coming from a Middle Eastern fragrance brand, and that fragrance brand is Perfumes. The sprayer disperses a lot of juice, so my method of applying this is only 1 behind each ear, and I go about 3 on the chest. And the reason is because it's kind of blended where you're gonna get the fruits, you're gonna get the vetiver, so that makes it kind of balanced, so you don't really have to go heavy or go light on this, but my application is 1 behind each ear, and I go about 2 on my chest. And the fragrance I'm talking about is from the house of Perfumes, which is a brand of Versace, and that's vetiver and pepper. Now up front, you're gonna get this red rose that makes it sort of floral. You're gonna get this apple note that makes it very fruity. It's a red apple to be exact. So you're getting fruits with red apple, you're getting florals with rose. Then in the middle of the fragrance, you're gonna get some pepper. After the pepper, when it dries down, that's when you're gonna receive this earthy vetiver. Now in this fragrance, I want you to think of Terre d'Hermes, but you added apple instead. But this is more wearable. Women seem to love it on you. Matter of fact, it was my scent of the day early in the week. I received compliments on it. When I wore it a long time ago, this girl was like, you need to tell everybody your secret because she loved this fragrance. I'm telling you, it's a nice cheap bargain for around $40, but it's one that smells very expensive. And I think you will enjoy it, and I know you will get compliments on it. And that's Vetiver and Pepper from Perfumes. Now this next fragrance is one of my favorite fragrances from the house of Zerjoff. I'm telling you, no lie, I never worn this without receiving a compliment. Now it's a heavy fragrance, but that don't stop me from applying at least about 4 sprays on it. And the fragrance that I'm talking about is 1888 from the Cosmomarati line, Zerjoff. Now right away, you're greeted with some carnation. Now the carnation in this, it gives you like a clove note, but it's very sexy, kind of very gentleman-like, very stylish. Also at the top of this fragrance, you're gonna get coriander. They're giving it like a herbaceous, aromatic, spicy feel. Then the magic of the fragrance is when they get to the heart. Now the heart consists of yin yang, which gives it like a banana/vanilla sweetness, kind of fruity in a way that's just a sweet banana. So just imagine a clove note with some sweet bananas and vanilla, giving it almost like a root beer feel. Then in the base, you left a sandalwood that makes it creamy. Patchouli, they give it a little earthiness to it. And you're gonna get some amber that's providing spice. Just imagine a spicy root beer with some sweetness of banana that's making it spicy, floral, sweet, and very woody. A fragrance that I'm guarantee you, if you apply it right, you will get compliments. I get 1 behind each ear. I go 2 on the chest, and that's enough to fill a room. And that's coming from the house of Zerjoff, 1888. Coming up next is a Beast Mode Performer fragrance from the house of Mancera. But by being Beast Mode, I do go heavy on it, and I'll give you my reasons why. The fragrance I'm talking about is Instant Crush. Typically when I spray behind my ears, on the back of my neck, I get a lot of that saffron spice. But once I spray a lot of sprays on my chest, a lot of them sweet notes of vanilla, you're gonna get a lot of creamy notes of sandalwood. They're gonna blend very well with the fragrance coming off your chest and the fragrance coming behind your ear. At the top of this, you get saffron, you get some citruses of lemon, you're gonna get that ginger. Also, ginger is another note that projects well on my chest. You're gonna begin to get some jasmine notes. But once it goes into the base, you get vanilla, they're giving it a sweetness, you get sandalwood that makes it creamy. So if you wear this right, although it's a Beast Mode fragrance, I guarantee you compliments will come left and right. It's a nice fragrance regardless, but wear it that way, you guaranteed to get compliments. Next fragrance coming up is from a Middle Eastern fragrance house that I always rave about because they make some excellent fragrances. But this particular one gets me compliments every time I wear it, and I do go heavy on it. Now my application of wearing this is 2 behind each ear, and I go about 6 on my chest. And the fragrance I'm talking about is Amber 07. Now when it's first open up, you're gonna get this nice amber that's making it very spicy. You're gonna get some cinnamon that added more spice, And the magic is the dates that smell like some dried, almost molasses, kind of sweet, sugary, and jammy. Now this also has some yin-yang in the middle of the fragrance, which also adds like a banana touch to it with some vanilla sweetness. Then the base coming up with frankincense that makes it a little smoky. You're gonna get some sweetness from vanilla, making this fragrance floral, sweet, warm, resinous, and it's fruity. A very nice gin from the house of Swiss Arabian, one I'm quite sure you will enjoy, and I think you would thank me later for it. And that's Amber 07 from the house of Swiss Arabian. Last but not least, it's coming from another Middle Eastern fragrance house that I truly enjoy, and that's the house of Afnan. Now this fragrance kind of reminds you of a little Baccarat Rouge. It kind of reminds you a little Instant Crush, but I tell you the difference in this, and it's a very cheap fragrance. You can find it for about 30 bucks. And it's also a beast mode performer, but this one I don't wear heavy, and I'll tell you why. And the fragrance I'm talking about is Messiah with Love. Very nice bottle. I love the bottle, but the top don't stay on good. Now the reason I don't go heavy on this because it's very animalic. Now at the opening of the fragrance, you get caramel, you get some jasmine, and you get saffron. So the opening gives you that Baccarat feel, Instant Crush feel, but what makes this different is the oud that comes in the heart. Now the oud in this is very animalic, and that's the reason I only go one behind each ear, and that's it. Because the oud is very animalic, but along with that caramel sweetness, makes a very, very sexy fragrance. Then once it goes into the base, you get musk that's also animalic. But I'm telling you guys, this is a sexy fragrance that every time I wear it, women tell me how I smell. Because it's woody, it's sweet, it's very animalic, and it's earthy. But it's a very sexy fragrance that I'm telling you, if you don't really care for Baccarat Rouge and you want something that's a little different with some caramel, don't pay attention to some of the ratings out there, because this is a banging fragrance. All right, guys, I'm gonna make this a series, but you know what to do in the meantime. Stay safe. Come back and see me. Peace.